right.
It's like
What is it?
Joe
You want to
Rogan.
air your grievances right
Joe
now?
Rogan.
We're
You
starting
just
second
swore.
word. Beep. What? You want to air your grievances, Kenny?
No, Bo, we're just asking, since you don't have a media of the week and you always make a big deal about it, it's really defining of your character if you don't
You mention
have a
it
media of the
every week. Oh, and you did say that.
I didn't mention it last week because I had mine well in advance last week. I was prepared. Now, caught with my pants around my ankles, very firmly.
His pants actually firmly on.
Just for the viewers at home, my pants are actually all the way on.
We would not be in the room.
I would not be in the room.
Bro, would be in the room.
It would be empty
Where are your pants?
on the floor.
Both pants in the room, nothing else. Is.
Welcome to Nobody Asked for This. Mackenzie's not here. We're off the rails.
It's chaos. She's so clearly our glue. Stuck like glue, you could say. Bo, do you know that song?
I do know that song. Welcome to Nobody Asked for This. This week we're talking about The Money Store by Death Grips and Lost Boys, the Vampire Hunter movie by Joel Schumacher. Joel Schmucker, if you will.
I love the jelly.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud at NBAFT Podcast, and you can find us on Spotify and YouTube if you just search Nobody Asked for This. So as you may have heard, there's a rumor going around, Kenny. I don't know if you heard or not.
No.
I totally did not have a media of the week.
What?
Wow, no way.
Bumbling moron. Me.
I heard it builds character, Bo, or at least it builds your character that you're playing on the podcast.
We want our
That's how it works.
listeners to know.
Hey, wait, Kenny, no, don't. If you call attention to the fact that this is actually not how I act off the mic, then it like ruins the facade, and then people know it's a character. It's like it takes away from the.
How do you
theatrics of
act
it.
off camera?
Usually, I'm like a lot quieter, but like I'm by myself, so like.
You
I was
mean
just
you
talking
don't
to
talk
myself.
to yourself?
Like, welcome, nobody asked for this.
Wait, can you hear that, Kenny? I thought that was quiet enough; it wouldn't be picked up through the door.
Good Lord.
Kenny, do you have a media of the week?
Yes, I do.
You're not a schlub.
I'm not a schlug.
Schlub.
Schlub?
Schlub. What's your media of the week?
Okay, so in the season of Halloween, I'm watching more horror movies, and
It's pretty cool.
the one I watched that I really enjoyed is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. It was something that wasn't really on my radar, but then I just watched it for the heck of it, and it was really good. It was like one of the scarier horror movies I've seen, and it takes a lot for a horror movie to scare me, because I watched dozens of them, and it goes between like really smart horror, and then it kind of gets to like James Wan horror at the end.
Oh, that's what you like to see.
Is it a foreign movie?
The guy that made it is like Andre Overdahl, and he has the like weird O thing.
Russian?
Like
The
Kierkegaard.
O with the line through
like
it.
Kierkegaard, so he's like
Yeah.
Danish or something.
I think that's Russian.
No,
isn't it?
Kierkegaard's Danish.
Yeah,
And he has
Oh.
it, Soren.
Mr. Soren.
I'm not on a first name basis with him yet, but
I think he's dead.
I still have never established a first name basis contact.
Good point.
But he also made a little movie called Scary Stories Still in the Dark.
Oh, the Guillermo del Toro project.
Yeah, he produced it.
Okay, cool.
Oh.
Del Toro produced it. He
Yeah.
directed it.
I heard that was bad.
I also heard that it was bad.
I
wouldn't
was kind of
surprise me.
disappointed because I really liked like the
Yeah.
The trailer seemed pretty.
That was a lot of my childhood.
boring, I'm
But
gonna be honest with
yeah.
you.
It was my childhood, and also
I
I loved
think-
Shape of Water.
I feel like I saw that it's already coming out on like digital, which is
it wouldn't surprise
Ooh,
me.
you should
But it
watch
like
it.
it's like a coin toss of whether or not the like seems to be like really smart horror or like really dumb James Wan. Oh, Conjuring, there's ghosts.
I kind of like that.
Then you will love this movie.
I like the dynamic that you don't know which scene is which. That seems fun to me.
You do know which scene's which when you
Oh,
watch it. 'Cause like,
really?
oh, this is what's gonna happen. And
Okay,
it happens like,
yeah.
oh,
You're like,
that
shit.
was
Okay.
dumb.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang.
Dang.
Trying my best.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's my review of that.
Well, hopefully that buzzing is not on the audio because it doesn't look like it is. But
I mean, I think
Nice.
it's always there.
Bo, we are being swallowed by
it
bees in
just
this
seems
podcast.
like it's more than usual.
If it is, gangs get swallowed by bees. The bees are coming.
Dude, we're about waist deep.
in bees. Being utterly swallowed by them. Anyways, Lauren,
Sup?
media of the week.
My media of the week. Would you believe this? I did not prepare one. Isn't that just so funny? Okay. Mine is Leslie Odom Jr. You may know him.
Bo's looking
Never
up,
heard of him.
I had a bubble in my throat.
Bo's looking up how to get away with murder on Google right now as you're speaking. So continue. You just pulled out your phone when you said that.
No, he remembered he still didn't have one. So he's looking up.
I was actually pulling up my notes, but
So
how to dispose of body notes.
mine is
I already know how to do that.
Leslie Odom Jr. has an album coming out November 8th.
That's
and
Hamilton Aaron Burr.
Burr.
Cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guy who played Aaron Burr on the original Hamilton soundtrack.
Cool.
His voice is angelic. He
Very
just
Broadway.
released- No, it's so pretty. Like, I love his voice. It's like butter, bro. Anyways,
It's narrow way.
he released.
Put
Kenny,
it here.
shut
Put it here.
up.
Good.
He
Good one.
released
Good one, Kenny.
4 songs in anticipation of his album that's coming out on November 8th, and they're beautiful, and I really like them. So that's my media of the week. It's like jazz, modern jazz maybe with like pop in there. I don't know. His voice. I mean, he could sing like the Telephone Book, and I'd be like, yes. So that's what I've been listening to. That's what I've been up to. What have you been up to, Bo?
Nothing. Did I say that exasperatedly enough?
No, it sounded
No.
like you were acting. You should
Oh.
go into acting.
I'm really bad at that.
Acting?
Yeah.
Leslie Odom Jr. is only 5'7".
I'm
Crazy, right?
significantly taller than him.
I'm not.
More podcast lore.
Who's tallest?
It's not
Me?
Leslie Odom Jr.
Very slightly. Then Kenny.
So what is
And
your
McKinley.
video of the week?
We're like the same height.
Are you
but
stalling?
Yeah.
Then Lauren. I don't have one.
I
That
miss
was the whole point of the
I thought
beginning.
I thought you were gonna pull one out of your butt.
No. It's too late now. Dude, once I hit go, if I don't have a media of the week, that's GG. I got too much on my plate.
Bo's is
I'm
gonna
trying to
be
think of
living
something
by
that you said you watched. Why don't you make it? Oh, you already saw that.
What did I do? I did
You went and saw the
something.
movie with me, but you already saw that.
Please, my friends, tell me what I did. My media of the week is a news podcast produced by
Shut
a nice
up.
guy. And the
Nice guy
podcast is
TM.
called Athens Happens.
I would never listen to
And
such a thing.
We hit the New Political. My friend Ben Peters hosts the show, and every week they have reporters on, very talented young reporters, to come talk about the news in Athens. Most of the people that listen to the show, I don't think live in Athens, but it's a really cool podcast, and you should listen to it anyways.
In case you have a hankering or a burning feeling to know what's going on in the Athens.
Guys, I pulled that out of my butt in 10 seconds.
Can cough drops give you heartburn?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That is a question
a-
for a medical doctor,
Or
not
Google.
me. Google's a medical doctor.
So what are we talking about? Not heartburn?
The Money Store by Death Grips.
Oh my gosh.
It's where you can buy money.
I was gonna say we're
Cough
talking
drops can cause
about going
acid
all the way
reflux,
back
guys.
to Pangea.
Take it all the way back to Pangea. So I picked this album.
And why did you do that, Bo?
'Cause it's pretty freaking cool.
Pretty freaking
It's pretty neat.
Pretty neato.
I do like it. The album was originally forced on me in the car by 2 of my dear friends.
That's a good intro there.
It was not a good intro. I made it. I hated
super-
it so much because it was just like noise blasting me in the face while I was like very tired.
Oh
'cause
no,
it'd
I
been a
meant the
long
way
car
you
ride.
went into explaining it because you said
Yeah.
it was forced on me in the
Yeah,
car.
I'm getting there. But Bro, you can't just interrupt me in the middle of the story and be like, bro, why did you say it negatively? Because I'm getting ready to get to the part where
I'm not saying you said it negatively. I said it was a poor choice of wording.
it was. I don't think that's a poor choice of wording.
But have you seen the movie 8th Grade?
No.
Oh, no.
No, I haven't.
That made me
But-
so sad.
But I know what you're referencing.
Yeah,
and
well,
you're going
it wasn't
to
a
hell.
Death Grips album.
Does that count?
That was forced on her. Okay, so maybe try your wording differently.
Why am I being accosted for this?
Good job, Kenny.
God, I hate you both.
We prefaced that this album was going to be chaotic, right?
It is chaotic. I told you were going to hate it, I believe, last week on the air.
No one's going to... I'm putting my feet up.
I guess my story was rudely interrupted. I will not go back.
Continue it.
I almost said Mackenzie, please start, because I always go to her first. Lauren, how do you feel about The Money Store by Death
How's it
Grips?
going? You know, I went into this thinking I would hate it.
As did I.
I wasn't wrong all the way. There are things that I don't like about it. It's not going to be one of my top albums of the year, I'll tell you that.
It came out in 2012, so I sure hope not.
My personal album of the year. Jesus. But there were parts about it that I liked.
Such as?
Sorry. I really liked Hustle Bones. And I think I liked Please as well.
Dude, you can't say that. This is the grandma-friendly episode of the podcast.
Please.
Okay, but you have both please and that, so like.
Oh, I did like that
I don't
one
know.
too.
Creative solution time.
Just bleep it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Let's just keep the
Post
usage
It
of
was
the
like
titles to a minimum because that's a lot of bleeps.
It was like a big adrenaline shot whenever I turned it on. I don't know that I would always be in the mood for it. And I also think that it was hard to tell what song was what. Like, if you asked me what I liked about Hustle Bones, I don't know that I could tell you. I just know that I jammed to it a little bit.
I think some of them, it's harder to tell.
There are some that have way more defining features than others. I think the
Yeah.
reason I liked Bitch Please is because it had more of a groove.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Right? Was that? Yeah. Okay.
You must be smoking rocks.
I must be, bro. I did fall asleep during this album.
That is nearly impossible.
By the fault of the album. I just wanted to let you know that, because if you ever do fall asleep to this album, it's a sign that you are not doing okay and you probably need more sleep, because if you fall asleep on an adrenaline shot, I don't know how you do it, but I feel like I've accomplished something.
You definitely have.
I don't
you might be
remember
the
falling
first
asleep.
person.
When I woke up, it was still screaming in my ear, and I was like, I don't know where I am. I don't know what happened. I also had a note. I only had 4 notes. But it sounded like, are you familiar with the Goonies?
Yeah?
You all familiar
I've
with
heard
the
of a
Goonies?
Goonie before.
You know Sloth from the Goonies?
Oh, no.
This sounded a little bit
Just
like
a bad
Sloth from the Goonies.
That's such a bad take.
I don't think it is.
I'm gonna tag MC Ride in all the posts.
Okay, well, MC Ride, didn't they break up? Isn't this like not a band anymore? Isn't like
They
Death
just
Grips
made an
dead?
album last year,
Yeah.
so probably not.
Are we sure
not
about
dead.
that?
Probably.
Unless it happened after the album came out and I was unaware.
Anyways, sorry, dude, your yelling sometimes resembles Sloth from the Goonies.
You might like that. I don't know. He's kind of a weird guy.
I don't think it's a bad take. I said I liked some of the songs. I liked it more than, what was that other album we listened to? The Front Bottoms? I felt like this had more energy. I liked it.
It did have a lot more energy.
Yeah.
It has a lot more energy, like most albums
Yeah.
that you'll ever listen to.
They just
entire
dropped an
life.
EP in June of this year.
Really?
I guess. Their 4th EP, Gmail, and the Restraining Orders.
Dude, they have amazing album names.
They do.
Well, I listened to one of their other songs that was newer. We are now at our best, and so Death Grips is over. We have officially stopped. All currently scheduled live shows are canceled. Our upcoming double album, The Powers That Be, will still be delivered worldwide later this year.
The Powers That Be came out in 2015, so I think that was old news.
It says Death Grips is over.
They've made 2 albums since then.
Wow.
They lied to you. You get tricked.
I mean, I just Googled it because I was curious if they were still making music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they just put out an EP in June. Or whatever month I said earlier.
I almost want to say Zach Hill also is coming out with like some solo stuff later on.
His solo music is weird.
So
It's like exactly what you expect from
Yeah.
Death Grips.
Yeah.
Also, it's like what Will's going for in his music.
Wall of sound.
Just wall of sound,
Yeah.
but it's like listenable.
Zoinks.
what would you classify this as? Like noise,
Experimental rap.
hip hop?
Experimental hip hop.
Experimental hip hop,
Noise though?
noise rap, or
Yeah,
noise rock,
Noise rock?
noise
It's like-
rap, noise
it's-
rock. I don't know.
It's like
Even
that.
though, yeah.
It's like the edgier, better version of the like Kid Cudi rock rap fusion.
Yeah.
Because what would you classify JPEG Mafia as?
I've never listened to JPEG Mafia, so I
Um,
would not classify them.
I'd classify it as like Death Grips, but you listen to it at like a Walmart, and it's like kind of off-brand. and you're
Okay,
like,
so
oh,
you
it's,
don't
like,
you don't
not that
think
good.
JPEG Mafia is as good as Death Grips?
Not even close.
Okay. I like JPEG Mafia better, but I haven't listened to either enough to actually like. I'm always listen to it when I'm forced.
Okay.
This album still sounds like an album that every guy I've dated has listened to. But like,
That's probably true.
yeah,
Like I'm just going over it in my head. That's probably just
no,
true.
it's mad facts. But this one sounded edgier, I would think. I think this one's less pretentious, maybe.
I think some of it is less pretentious.
I think JPEG Mafia.
Some of it is more pretentious.
JPEG Mafia. If you love
I've never
JPEG
listened to
Mafia,
JPEG
you're a
Mafia.
diehard. You would go to the ends of the earth.
Yeah.
That is my
They're
perception
definitely
of JPEG Mafia
more
fans
a hip hop, R&B.
as well. JPEG Mafia or Death
JPEG. I don't
Grips?
think JPEG Mafia crosses into rock as much as
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
do.
I like the it's Hacker with the guitar intro. No, that's
These are-
I've seen footage. Sorry.
Yeah. Hacker would make a
Hacker
really nice
sounds
like
like Ferris
drum
Bueller.
line, like a nice drumline show.
What?
The theme, the from Ferris Bueller song. That's what Hacker sounds like. The beginning of it.
What, the part where it's like
Like
noise on the street? It sounds like the part of the Eminem song "Shake That," where like the opening of that song is like
I don't know
outside
that
of a
song.
club, and then he opens the door and the music gets louder.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a fun little club song.
Thanks, Kenny.
We can't
For
sing
that.
that song on this
The
episode.
Musical
know.
renditions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kenny
Eminem's
Beats.
Shake That.
It top tracks, Lauren?
I said them already, didn't I?
No, maybe. I don't know.
Hustle Bones.
Listen,
Hustle Bones. What?
Nothing. Continue.
What the hell did you say to me?
I said I don't listen when you talk, like jokingly, because
He says it as a joke, but he means it. I said Hustle Bones and Bitch Please.
yes.
Yes. Stop. Don't do that. The Fever, just because every time I told someone I had to listen to Death Grips, they started playing that song. It's the only one that comes to mind.
That's like bottom tracks for me.
Isn't that one of the more popular ones?
Maybe. I feel like Get Got and I've Seen
You
Footage
guys-
and Hacker are the big songs from
You
this
guys
album.
told me that I would like Double Helix, when in fact that one kind of blended in with the rest of them.
I do not remember saying that
I don't
because
either.
yeah, I
thought
feel
you
like that
guys
is one
did.
of a I feel like that's more of a mid-tier song. We were just singing it.
Oh, maybe that, I don't know. You guys were
'Cause
talking
it-
about it, and then I got to
Double.
it.
Double.
I
Double.
got to it, and I was like, I don't know that I like this one. It kind of just blends in.
Earlier I was screen recording something on my phone to send it to Nate, and I totally was not aware that if you're listening to music on Spotify, it records the
Oh yeah, it
the
does.
song. So it was like the chorus of Hacker.
I've
And he just
oopsie-daisied
responded
that.
with, "I'm in your area," and I was like,
How did you?
"That is
know?
a song that I just listened to." And he was like, "Yes, I heard it." And I was like, "What the?"
One time I was listening to what?
Machine Guns.
Nope. It was a One Direction song. It was highly embarrassing, and I screen recorded.
What's that One Direction song? What makes you beautiful?
Don't-
That's What Makes You Beautiful.
don't-
Is that what you were talking about?
No, I also Bo, your media of the week should have been One Direction because I played good One Direction songs for him, and he said.
I said this one is significantly better than the other ones that I've heard.
No.
Oh, I said
You
that
said
they were
that-
better than Big Time Rush,
Yeah.
which is just like. Not
Which
hard.
I
That's
needed.
like a pretty low bar.
I needed
Big
from
Time Rush
him.
has like
I know,
4
but he's
studio
always
albums
talking about-
and 2 songs.
That's real.
Dude,
That's
Big
real.
Time Rush is the same as American Rejects.
Oh. Ow, that hurt my ears. Shut up. Dang.
Bro, come on, I'm dying. It was just very funny to me that you made the oh noise right after he said something like.
Yeah, I know. That was why.
That was good.
It was
That was
funny.
good.
Thank you.
You made me laugh.
I'm
like,
here all night. You laughed because of me?
Yeah.
I never make him laugh. I'm so honored.
It's literally never happened before.
It's literally never happened before. I've never seen it with my own eyes.
Kenny,
Yeah.
you've heard this album before.
Yes, I have. I started listening to Death Grips when like 8th grade
Death Grips.
when I found
Death Gripster.
Ex-Military. And
Ex-military.
Tell us more, Death Gripster.
Guillotine.
Guillotine.
Yeah.
Although Tachyon, best Death Grip song still to this day.
I don't agree with that. but
Okay,
that's
but there's a Venn diagram, right? There's like on
He's
one
bringing
side
out the
there's best
statistics.
Death Grip songs. On the other side, there's songs that begin with 665 forked tongues, and then they just slowly become one circle.
No,
Yeah,
I don't agree with that.
that's because you're wrong. It's fine. But I really like The Money Store. It's my favorite album of theirs. It's chaotic. It's like an adrenaline shot, as Lauren said. Makes me want to like do crack and flip a cop car or something.
What did I say last week?
God.
I said it makes me want to do PCP and assault a law enforcement agent
Ah.
or something like that.
Same energy.
Yeah. We're on. Yeah,
We don't endorse PCP or crack.
absolutely not.
They're both whack.
You're
Yo,
whack.
Ronald Reagan told me
Lauren's
not
getting
to
offended
do
on behalf of
drugs.
Yeah, I'm a
Crack.
crack
Why would I
monster. What
forsake his
about it?
memory like that? By doing drugs, I would
Yeah.
never.
As I said before, I feel like the Hacker make really good drumline show, like with the intro, with the like huge like thing of drums.
I'm gonna look at this. Lauren just took a picture of herself on her computer and sent it to me during the middle of the podcast when I am sitting right next to her.
I wanted you to see my angles.
This is a straight on angle.
Yeah.
You've done the rule of thirds though. I'm so proud.
Thank you. I feel powerful because I usually don't have my laptop sitting in front of me, so I decided to take the opportunity. You know?
It was a great use of the laptop.
Thank you. I feel like I'm more knowledgeable, you
Dude.
know? I have
Laptop
the-
gang?
I have the internet at my fingertips.
Kenny doesn't have a laptop.
Not with me.
Kenny doesn't have the information at his fingertips.
You don't have the
Actually, I
World
have a
Wide Web?
smaller laptop.
No,
That's not it.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
it is. Anyway, top 3 songs, because I feel like there's like an orchestra playing in the background.
Yeah.
Hacker,
It's the bees.
It's the bees.
it's the Bees, The Cage, and I've Seen Footage.
Really?
Yep.
I would go. I've seen footage. Hacker. I want to say Get Got. It's kind of. I've heard it too much now, but like, still slaps.
Get Got was my transition from Ex-Military, which is like the most chaotic album I've heard until fairly recently when I heard of a other album
I
that
love that
Bo is
album.
gonna talk about
We'll talk about
at a
that
later date,
some other
so
time.
I'm gonna save it.
I fell asleep listening to that. We'll talk about that when we talk about that album.
All
It was-
right.
that was a horrible experience. But your
And Get
transition
Got
from ex-military
transitioned
to
from,
Death Grips. Or to Money Store.
Ex-Military, yeah.
Yes. It was my transition from whatever I was listening to before Death Grips to the Money Store because it's the first track on the album, so it's the first thing that plays.
It is true. So,
Fact.
Bo,
Hmm.
what do you think of the album?
I hate
Favorite
it.
Tracks?
It's terrible. That's why I picked it.
All right. Favorite tracks?
Hacker.
We already said
yeah,
this.
Hacker.
Oh, you did?
Get Got.
Do you have a stroke?
No,
I've
I'm
seen
just
footage.
like 3 hours of sleep and sick, so pretty much.
Do you
Bully.
want a trophy? What?
Stop bullying him.
I'm not. He just asked for the favorite tracks twice,
You
and
could've
I was
just-
like,
hey,
I didn't
listen.
want to hear it.
You could have just been like, you just said that, and left it there.
Yeah, that's me. That's totally me. I've
know.
totally heard that come out of my mouth so many times.
But do you have a trophy? 'Cause I'll take a trophy.
I have several.
Cool.
What color is it?
What color is it?
I don't know. I'd have to pull it out of my butt first and then give it to him.
It's probably not gold.
Don't make that
That's
sound.
the noise of it. The
Coming out of
suction.
my butt?
Yeah,
Thank you.
the suction. That's what it does. That's how it works.
That was just Bo cocking a shotgun.
No, that
would
was my
be-
butt.
That would be 2 clicks instead of just 1. Kenny,
Are we
you
done?
added yourself as somebody who knows nothing.
Actually, I've shot a shotgun before.
Really?
You
Yes.
know nothing.
Nice. Me too. I've done that once.
But alas, I'm still
Wow.
Jon Snow. For I know nothing.
She did not like
Tough
that.
crowd.
Tough crowd.
All
Tough
right.
crowd's not.
So transitioning away from the money store.
Whoop.
Mackenzie's not here.
I'm sad.
There's no poorly explained. The poorly explained segment is not here.
Boo.
We put it on the ice for
Another week.
a week.
Yeah, you guys just probably forgot.
Actually, we did not.
We had this discussion on Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Bo
We
Remember,
forgot.
hey, remember last week when you guys forgot?
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
What?
Last week was Jaws.
Last week was Jaws.
Oh, God.
Last week
which
was like
many viewers at home got.
softball right into. They did?
Yeah.
I thought it was like super
Yeah,
big
yeah.
softball, like right into the
I had a
bat.
couple people tell me that they got it.
Cool. It's like softball right
Wow,
into.
maybe they should be on here, not me, because I'm stupid.
They live. Well, one of them lives here, but one of them lives very far away.
We went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood this week.
We did. So we're gonna talk about that for a minute.
I liked it.
That's where I wanted to start.
I
So,
did.
what? How was it different from your experience with Pulp Fiction?
I didn't feel weird watching it. I love Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio.
They're fantastic.
They are fantastic, and that was probably why I liked it so much.
Nice, good one, Kenny.
He's just trying to catch bees over there, man. I don't know.
Bees.
Margot Robbie's also good, even though she doesn't get as many lines. I think it's the same kind of deal with Tarantino. I think he could have done more, and he obviously has a lot of strange fetishes that he likes to put in movies.
Only one, actually.
I wonder if she has more.
If you put a whole like hippie culture in a, I don't know, the whole
But
thing.
they
was
are
weird.
hippies, though.
Yeah.
That was historically accurate.
yeah.
The feet part. Not so like none of them had feet, actually.
I
Yeah,
think
they're all
it was
footless
just-
bandits.
it was just
stealing
more of
jars
the
of pickles from the
same-
trash.
It was just more of the same. Look at all these women I put in my movie just as sexual objects. But I didn't feel weird. Stop.
Don't say things like that.
But I thought the
how they
idea
put
was
'em in.
cool. Did he get backlash for that?
For
For kind of twisting the Sharon Tate thing?
oh no, that's like the whole point of the movie.
I know. But
It's less disrespectful than the
It
haunting
depends.
of Sharon Tate or whatever.
It
that
depends
movie was.
on
Yeah.
who it was, because some critics were like,
I didn't see anything about it.
I
but
thought it was cool.
He did get backlash, but
from like actual critics, because like audience reaction, I didn't see any. That's usually what I look at.
it might have been actual audience.
I
It also
was-
might have been
Audience
like
is quite large. so
Joker
that's
is made
possible.
for incels.
Yeah.
I was scared
people.
that it was gonna be not a movie for me because it was all character. I knew going in it was all like character based. There wasn't really a plot, but I wasn't mad about it. I thought it was better than Pulp Fiction for me. I liked Pulp Fiction. I felt more comfortable watching this movie. I didn't feel like I was watching like something that everyone regards as art, and I should like it. I felt like I just liked it.
Okay, you didn't feel like pressure to like it.
Yeah, when I was watching Pulp Fiction, I felt major pressure to like it, and then it was like there was like a discourse. I don't know. So
That's true.
I enjoyed it.
I feel like
Thought it was cool.
I can comfortably say that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is a better movie than Pulp Fiction.
I
It
would
was
agree with you on
very
that.
well made. I liked it a lot.
Dad Pitt.
Mad Pitbull love.
Dad Pitt.
Dad Pitt.
Leonardo DiCaprio is beautiful.
Who is the dad of a Pitt in the movie?
Also, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Brad Pitt shirtless on the roof?
He's old.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was weird.
It was
Dude,
not.
I want to be
weird.
friends with
He
Brad
is
Pitt.
beautiful.
That's what I got from that movie. Is
The
Brad
part
Pitt
the
would
part
be
where it seemed like he was
pretty
going
cool to be
to
friends with.
have premarital sex with that
Oh, yeah.
child in a car.
Yeah.
She's not. She's a teenager.
He didn't
but
though.
He did not. Yeah. But
Also,
that part
she's,
I was
like,
like, wow, he's like
20-ish.
50 something.
Yeah.
But she's less than 18 in the movie.
Yeah.
She tried to say she was 18.
She lied.
She lied, and then she put her feet all over the dash. Honestly, I know that Tarantino wanted that, but I just saw it as really disgusting, and it stressed me out the entire time she had her feet
I
out
was
there.
like, bro, he's gonna
She
have to
was
clean the
barefoot.
window now.
I
'cause
know,
her
like
dirty
her
hippie
nasty
feet are on the
were
Yeah.
on the thing, and she
And,
walks
yeah,
in dirt.
and we're disgusted by that. And Tarantino was like,
It's gross.
yes, it is.
Because we all wear shoes like normal people. They had their feet all over everything. I'm like, Tarantino, calm down.
Can't help himself.
Dude,
hey-
Margaret Qualley was the pussycat, or the girl that put her foot up on the dash.
Yeah. That's her
just for
name.
everyone that didn't know. And she apparently like dated Pete Davidson and then like broke it
Yeah.
off. And like, dude, it's just Pete Davidson in a wig.
I
dating
saw
Pete
that. I saw
Davidson.
that. Pete
And
Davidson
was, like,
breaks up with Pete Davidson wearing a wig. That was good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was very recent.
All right. Was that our poor explain?
Moving on.
Explain.
Poor
Explain.
explain.
That's kinda
Sup?
racist.
Would we watch?
It would nope.
Vampires.
Vampire.
I want to suck your blood.
Okay, so I don't know how old Corey Feldman is in Lost Boys,
Yeah.
but he looked 12.
Who?
Corey Feldman.
Who's that?
Frog.
Edgar Frog.
Edgar Frog.
Maybe Alan Frog. They only refer to them.
It's Edgar.
Oh, the
Alan
Friends.
is the other one.
The Friends.
Dude,
Yeah.
isn't that so
the one
clever?
that sounded like he was
Edgar
literally
Allan.
40 but looked 12.
He had the like Christian Bale and Batman thing going
Yeah.
before Christian Bale and Batman had that thing going.
Yeah. Also, Christian Bale in Batman like looks like a normal-sized human being,
Yeah.
and Corey Feldman looks like a child.
Yeah,
He
he
is a
was supposed
child.
to be a child.
Yeah, it's like
Is he?
this movie is like the best of like 80s coming of age / teen
Hey,
movies.
so we should
just
start we
smashed.
should start first by saying what movie we watched.
I already said it.
No, you
I
didn't.
loaded it. Yeah, I did. I said Corey Feldman in Lost Boys.
Oh, Lauren, who
I literally
asking
went out of my way
questions
to load it.
You
to
did
repeat now?
I did.
He's asking.
It's okay.
Bo
You
to
didn't
repeat
hear it.
himself
That's
again.
fine. I'm not gonna
Lauren.
hound
I
you
just
about
heard
it.
Corey Feldman.
Yeah, I said Lost
That's
Boys. Like I
You
went out
didn't
of my
say
way to say it.
the Schmucker film.
I did not say Joel Schmucker.
We're
I left
watching
that part
this
out.
the Schmucker movie.
I left
It's
that part
all
out.
about jelly.
But I did say the title of the movie.
It wasn't prominent enough.
Yeah, it's okay. I subtly slipped it in.
What?
Whatever.
Why would you
It's fine.
suddenly slip it in? It's the title.
I didn't want to stop the discourse
Boop.
that had only just started.
The
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
Yep. So as I was saying, you have like Kiefer Sutherland, you have Corey Feldman, you have Corey
Bill.
Haim, you have Bill from Bill and Ted.
I can't remember what his
So
name is.
I was sad
Alex
Alex,
Winters.
Alex
because
Winters.
I thought the younger kid was so cute, and I looked him up, and he died.
Yeah, Corey Haim tragically
Yeah.
passed
I'm
away.
sad.
Apparently he like
He had a
I think he like
pneumonia.
did coke with RDJ or something.
That's pretty cool.
in
He did it as a
2010.
kid.
Oh, I didn't.
Like pretty young.
I did not
He
like
had
that together.
pneumonia when he was 38. I got sad.
Dang.
Yeah.
He was really good in that movie.
He
I don't
was.
really know what was going on. Ouch.
Oh, it's pretty.
I was gonna say I don't think it was super hard to follow.
It wasn't.
Okay.
There was just a lot. I like how every vampire movie you have to learn the new vampire rules.
Yeah.
Not for this one.
This one's
Yes,
pretty bog
Kenny.
standard.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For
how is it
every different movie, you have to like every different movie, TV show, whatever.
The
there's
only
different
rule-
vampire rules.
The only rule I can think of in this that's like non-standard is when you invite a vampire into your house, you're
no,
powerless.
that's standard.
That's
Is it?
standard. This is like all super like
I don't
standard.
think I've ever heard that before. I know you
vampire
have to
stuff.
invite vampires in, but I didn't know it
thinks
like
they're
made them
standard.
invincible.
But like if you watch like
Like Twilight, they like sparkle. That's not standard. This
Yeah.
is like pretty standard.
Yeah, this is pretty standard.
I'm not saying I'm just saying you
Standard
have to like
vampire.
know what is actually true and what's not because like in different
Mm.
shows they're like, "Oh, garlic doesn't work." Like that's a myth.
Everybody knows that garlic doesn't work.
Yeah.
in this
come on.
movie it did.
It didn't. It
It
literally
didn't.
didn't.
Why
was
did
the
his
holy
face
water.
get burned?
That guy, yeah.
It was the holy water.
the
He
holy
got like
water.
RKO'd by the dog into a bathtub filled with holy
Oh,
water.
I thought it was just like
Dude,
garlic
okay.
in there, bro.
No.
It was garlic and the holy
Holy
water
water.
they stole during the baptism, which
That was so funny.
one of the greatest scenes in the movie.
They just like salute the priest as they leave with a lot of holy water
All
that
this
they
holy
just
water.
stole.
He's
Yeah.
like, hey, that's my holy water. I just
but
holied that water.
the also like killing a head vampire when will free you. That's not standard.
I think
I think it is because like
Yeah. I feel like that's a D&D thing.
that might be.
Like D&D vampires, which are like
A lot
based
of
off
people
of
don't.
Yeah, they're
Thank
based
you.
off of like classic vampire rules.
Okay, well, my bad. I was just saying that every time you watch something, you have to figure out what's actually like
Yeah.
real.
You have to figure out if they're standard vampires or not.
Yeah.
And this
What-
media
what,
has standard
what is a
vampires.
standard vampire?
You know,
One that follows the
Holy
standard.
It's
water.
whatever you want to follow from like.
stake in the heart.
Fiction.
It's like Buffy's like standard vampires.
There's no such thing as standard.
Dracula?
They're all fiction.
Dracula.
They're all fiction. Oh my god.
Are you sure?
Well, yeah, they're not real vampires.
Yeah. So you're just like, oh, which story decides to take this made up thing, or which story decides to take this makeup
Yes.
thing.
But
That's
my
what my
point was
point.
that they're a standard set of made up things.
Yeah.
From
apply.
what?
Dracula,
The
probably.
first Dracula, I assume. I don't really know where they come
Bram
from.
Stoker.
Okay, so do me a favor and look up the standard Dracula. I'm so tired of the word standard. I
We can
want
do
to
that. We
strangle
can do
all
that
of
after
you.
the show. We don't have to do that now.
Yeah.
That would take a lot of time, I think. That being said,
I'm tired.
Kiefer Sutherland in this movie.
Is he the hot one?
He's the
I don't
bully
know.
from Stand By Me. He's the
He's-
one that you think
Yeah,
is the
he's
head.
David.
Oh no, I didn't think he was the head vampire.
You're supposed to.
This movie was very predictable.
Yeah.
Blonde. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
He
said
looks
I'm
like-
pretty sure they all looked like Draco Malfoy at different points in his life. When they were all there, I'm like, wow, they're all
You know,
Draco.
This movie actually predates the existence of Draco Malfoy.
That it does.
Okay, that doesn't.
So Draco
that doesn't
Malfoy
make it less
actually
true.
looks like David from Lost Boys.
Yeah, I don't think they watched this movie.
But speaking of David looking like other people, I have a note in here that says, "Listen, I can't prove that Spike from Buffy was inspired by David, but the evidence is all there." It's the platinum
I've
blonde
never
hair
seen that,
and being
so
a vampire.
I don't know.
I cannot believe you. You know Buffy.
What's a Buffy?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
What's that?
Oh god.
Whenever Kenny makes like a bad joke, he like looks at me and like does like the cringe face and waits for Bo to like hone in on it.
That wasn't a joke. I don't know what a Buffy the Vampire Slayer is.
Yeah, you do.
I don't.
Yeah, I can tell based on the smirk on your face that you know what I'm talking about.
I thought the soundtrack of this was banging.
I hated it. So like, yeah.
I don't get Bo's beef with 80s music. I literally love 80s music. I would die
There-
for it.
I
There's
put
Echo and the Bunnymen.
I referred to them as Motley Crue vampires in my notes.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like the vampires, not the music?
Yeah.
I was like the Motley. No.
No. Yeah.
Also, I really
the
liked
one
the
scene
one
where
song.
they're drinking blood from those people.
Maybe I don't remember.
It wasn't actually a Motley Crue song. I don't know what it was, but
I
it struck
searched.
me.
I guess it was the theme song. I liked that one as well.
Dude, Kiefer Sutherland just yeah, he just gaslighted Michael into drinking a full wine bottle.
That was
of
so
blood.
stupid.
Dude, that bottle
Oh,
was
mind
totally
control.
a 40 that they bedazzled to look ornate and then put it in the movie.
Okay, so there's another one. The mind control, like vision control. They made him think it was worms.
Yeah.
And maggots.
Vampire.
Is that standard vampirism?
It is.
Do you have a handy book that you wanna?
No.
Yeah, it's
I'm
called
just kind of familiar
Bram
with.
Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
Check
It's
it out
called
sometime.
what?
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, I remember
It's by a little
I
author named like Bram Stoker or something.
one.
I
like,
don't know.
I think there's an old.
Pretty indie.
There's a vampire rule from
Oh my
like
God.
from like standard vampire rules where vampires can like raise the dead as well. They can make like zombie thralls, but they don't do that in this movie, sadly. That would've been
Also,
really cool.
like the half vampire thing was kind of silly.
That's some
I don't know.
Cirque du Freak stuff right
I was
there.
about to.
Call back.
That's where I was going. Yep.
I think that's the third time I've knuckle bumped somebody during this episode. Just back and forth.
I'm tired. No. I thought it was so cool.
It's a fun movie.
It was a fun movie. I didn't think it was like
Fun 80s movie.
special.
It's not my favorite
Yeah.
Corey Feldman movie.
It's not. He has
Phantom
two
of the Opera
masters.
is so much
Actually,
better.
he has a masterpiece and a really good horror movie.
What's the really good horror movie?
Friday the 13th, Part 4.
Oh, I forgot he was in that.
Yeah.
Also in Goonies, which is
Oh, I think.
Oh, have you guys heard of Sloth
Me.
from Goonies? I
he has a
hear.
band.
I
Is that what you were gonna
I
say?
hear he has a band.
What's it called?
Death Grips. What was it? Oh, the killing was so dramatic.
It was really cool.
It was so
The,
dramatic. Why do they have to come?
swoop
But the
shot?
vampires can't walk.
No, they fly.
Yeah.
Okay, Lauren, if you
We'll
could,
have
if you could
legs.
fly,
Lauren,
would
if you
you
could
walk?
walk and you could fly,
Walk.
which one would you do? Walk.
Wow.
I would
Walk on
fly.
the wild
I would
side.
fly. You couldn't stop me from flying.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like
I'd be
if
flying all over the place.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. If you could like kill more people by walking, like they were like, get inside the house because we got a roof. Like vampires have legs.
Well, they would still have to walk into the house.
They could fly into the house.
If they were invited in.
Yeah. How did they get in?
The chimney.
You can go in through the chimney if you don't get invited.
Yeah, I was
That seems like
confused
a
about that
stupid
as
loophole.
well.
No, because
man.
they could go in, but they weren't impervious.
Oh,
after
that's
they were invited.
that's what it is. Yeah.
What is
yeah.
what? How did they get in? Because I was confused about that.
They could get in
They
however
could
they
get in. They
wanted.
just were vulnerable.
They were vulnerable because they weren't invited in.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
thought
Max
vampires.
was invited in.
Vampires usually just can't get in unless everybody.
Dude, Max totally clowned them in the earlier part of the movie.
Oh,
when he
okay.
invited that dude
So
in.
literally, when it would have fooled
Michael,
me
actually.
if the vampires didn't go
What did I
into
call
the
him?
video
Max.
store.
Oh,
Michael
reverse.
invited
Yeah,
Max.
yeah,
in.
yeah.
If the vampires didn't go into the video store in the beginning, you would have had me. But I literally knew right from then that that guy was the head vampire just from that. Because he looked at them.
Oh, yeah.
And why would they just go wandering into
Why
a
would
video
they-
store?
They were
Bro,
just-
it's the 80s.
yeah.
They're vampires. They live in a cave. They got TVs in
Yeah,
there.
they dress in all black leather and they listen to 80s music.
Dude, imagine
What?
being given eternal life by Kiefer Sutherland.
Dude,
and then being
Kiefer-
like, no.
Dude, imagine wearing eyeshadow and being Kiefer Sutherland. He's totally wearing eyeshadow in this whole movie.
Yeah.
And I was like,
He
wow.
is?
Yeah.
Dude, he just like, Michael, I just want you to like be my best friend. Michael's like, no.
Michael's like, no, you're mean.
Dude, Michael's mean.
Bro, you made my rice look like maggots, bro. We're not friends. We can never be friends.
Yeah.
I spent good money on that rice.
Actually, he did.
The fact
he
that
bought
he
him,
wasted-
He bought him rice.
I know.
He wasted it.
Dude, he,
Okay, if
it
you
was
thought they were
maggots.
maggots, you probably
They
wouldn't.
weren't really maggots.
Yeah, but it looked like it.
Yeah.
He tricked him.
Pull a little
My
sneaky
mom
on
just
him.
texted me about our podcast last week, and she said, I think Disco Stick is worse than I Like It Rough. I don't think it is. I think I disagree.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that.
We love a supportive
She's-
listener.
She's inserting her opinion into the next episode of the podcast. That's a bold take. I don't know about all that.
So I thought it was a fun movie.
Yeah, I didn't.
It was dark the whole time. I had to keep turning up my brightness on my laptop. That was my only complaint. Just kidding, it wasn't.
I was never allowed to introduce it, but like I chose it because of it was a
Oh,
who's
sorry, I
who
forgot about that.
of 80s things. Yeah. Thanks.
Wow,
Paul.
he did forget something.
Yeah.
I knew it when a name right.
Probably best Joel Schumacher movie, but like not
No.
the
Not
highest
Not stiff
bar.
competition.
Nah.
Yeah. But
Nah.
yeah, it was fun.
You can't tell me that movie was better than Phantom of the Opera.
Not
Better
the
than
stage.
this 2004 Joel Schumacher Phantom of the Opera.
I
Yes,
think
can tell you that.
he did a good job. What was your beef about that movie?
I don't remember.
The soundtrack
the
is all
movie.
really good.
Yeah, because
it's but
it's
it's a
from the
movie.
play.
It's not a soundtrack.
I know.
It's from the place. Like you
Yeah.
can't be like,
Right,
wow, that
but
plays
like the
soundtrack.
choreography with the I know. I'm not knocking Andrew Lloyd Webber. I mean, obviously the soundtrack's amazing. I mean, what they did with it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it more than this movie, but
I'm not like a huge fan of Phantom of the Opera to begin with, but
I am.
I like this
I
more
am.
than that.
as well.
Maybe I just like musicals more than vampire movies. Although I
Mm.
have been binge watching rewatching all the Vampire Diaries, so I don't really have standards. What?
I'm not allowed to talk about the Vampire Diaries anymore.
I think the Vampire Diaries is great.
Aren't you going to school
Don't
for
share that opinion.
the Vampire Journals, Bo?
Kenny, let me ask you a question.
What?
I want you to get close to the mic. We're going to have an intimate conversation right now, Kenny.
Stop.
Alright.
You can't do that when
Kenny?
I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Also, it freaks me out when you get close to the mic like that.
Kenny, do you like having functional legs? Is that something you enjoy?
He squeals into the mic.
Possibly.
It might be a privilege you're no longer able to have in the coming minutes. I'll tell you what.
Uh-huh. Except you just admitted it on air. Live.
I'm okay with that.
Guys, what are you talking about?
I'm going to break his legs.
That's
Okay.
about going to prison for the Vampire Journals.
What are the Vampire Journals?
He's making fun of us
Why?
because
Not-
we're journalism majors.
But I don't
like,
write about vampires.
I know. But journaling and vampire
Oh.
diaries.
Yeah, but she only does
Bro,
that for
you
like the
whooshed
first
her.
season and the last season. So like the rest of the season,
There's
she
no
ain't
diaries.
journaling.
What the heck?
It's only 2 diaries. They only had to make
That's
2
not even-
diaries, so it's
Have you seen the Vampire Diaries, Kenny?
No, I wasn't really
You're
making fun of
missing
you
out.
or Vampire Diaries. I was just making
You're
fun
missing
of Bo.
out. First season, really good.
All right.
It goes a little downhill from there. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
I will take your word
Are you
for
guys team Damon or Stefan? You guys team Damon or Stefan? You guys team
it. Damon has a cooler name.
Damon has a cooler name. That's what
You
I was
guys
thinking.
are right. You
That's
guys
exactly
are
what I
right.
was
Ding,
thinking.
ding, 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 ding. All right. If your sister fights me and she's team Stefan,
That might happen.
I don't know anyone that's
Just
team
want you to be
Stefan
warned. Might happen.
other
I don't
than
know.
like my friend Sarah, but she's wrong. And she also listens to this, so she's gonna fight me.
Oh no.
I mean, you know, I also, can we watch Twilight for one of the things? Because Twilight is so bad that it's funny, and I feel like that'd be a fun time.
I don't
I think
want
it'd be
to.
easier just like Mystery Science 3000 it
Can we
Yeah.
do that?
instead of podcasting it.
We have
just
a
do for
platform.
our
We
fun?
can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
just
can
like
do it
we
for
all
fun.
hang out and
Oh, do we hang out?
No.
not you.
Bo is so quick to say we don't hang out. Oh man.
Quick with facts.
Because I've only seen Twilight once, and it was laughable. Right? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Twilight. I wasn't like a fan.
I think I
I've seen
saw
more
like
than that.
I think I've seen New Moon from front to back, and that's it.
I've only ever seen the first one.
I saw the one where he goes to the vampire council and then he like starts walking out into the sunlight. I don't know which one that is.
I've not seen that. I've seen the
It's
one where
not
they
the
play.
first one.
I've seen the one where they play
think that's the
baseball.
That's the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first one is good, and it's directed by a lady whose name I'm blanking on right now, and I feel really bad.
Yeah, and
E.L.
they
James.
didn't.
They passed it off to 2 guys to do for the next.
So
3-4
naturally,
movies,
we're only
so
gonna
it's
watch
just
the
less
first
good.
one.
The baseball scene is really cool.
It is. That's probably the best part about the movie.
It's easily the best scene in the whole movie. Everything else is like stupid, but it shows like what kind of potential you have for like adolescent vampire stories that we just never get to see.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Dude, just give those adolescent vampires steroids and you would have the coolest game of all time.
They don't need steroids. They already.
But you'd give them and it would make it even better. Take it from like an A to an A+.
I wonder how big the power boost would be if you gave a vampire steroids, because like it's significant for like a man,
Yeah.
but like the vampire's already so strong that would it
have to be significant still?
would it be, is it like a percentage increase so it applies like unilaterally?
Yeah.
Cool.
It, like,
That's good.
It's like 5%.
What's the I was gonna say
increase
what's
of
the
strength.
I was gonna say what's the multiplier on
It's like,
doing steroids?
I don't know.
It's like it's got to be like 25%.
in light of Kesha
Yeah.
releasing new music
From
this
left
week-
field.
Yeah. So in light of
Baseball
Kesha
reference.
releasing new music soon, my favorite Kids Bop song of the week is Kids Bop Praying by Kids Bop.
You really went way out of your way to throw that in, huh?
Well, it's not out of the way anymore. Kids Bop is my segment of the show. I've made it my segment. You can play intro music before it too, because this is just my segment.
The next podcast is gonna be who's better, Maddie B or Kids Bop?
Kids Bop.
Maddie B.
Ha!
Raps.
You thought it was over.
Juicy cover.
What?
You know, Juicy by
Chance the Rapper.
B.I.G. Notorious B.I.G.
I'm
Biggie
kidding.
Smalls.
Yeah, I've heard of.
Na 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 na
I've
na
heard of.
na na na.
Heard of him?
I've heard
What?
I
of
never
that.
heard of him before. So like, Kenny, who is he?
He is.
He's big.
Notoriously, I hear.
He was notoriously big. He also is the world's greatest gangster cosplayer, and you can quote me on that.
Ooh,
I had to use the word G-funk.
that's not a word.
G-Funk is West Coast.
He's
He's East
no,
Coast.
No, I was just saying when
Oh.
you said gangster, it made me think that I had to use the word G-funk the other day, and I was like, wow, look at me, shining.
Weird.
I used
I
it for
think G-Funk's West Coast.
Brockhampton, huh?
I'm just.
Gangster.
Kenny's
funk.
telling you you're on the wrong coast, buddy.
Yeah, I used it for
think,
Brockhampton.
but I'm like second guessing myself. So
Oh, okay.
Brockhampton is
pretty good.
correct.
I've heard of them before.
Yeah.
Boop.
They got a lot of members. Speaking of members, all 4 of ours will be back next week.
Also, One Direction has more members. We're renaming our podcast.
No.
One
Veto.
Direction Part 2.
Veto.
We're gonna break up in like.
Like 4 minutes.
Wow.
So next week,
And then
we're
also-
listening to...
What movie we watch on?
Well, I'll get there.
Okay.
But next week, we're listening to Like Clockwork by
Beep.
Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
And we haven't actually picked a movie yet. I hit
Wah,
record
bah,
before
bah,
we picked
bah,
one.
bah.
But we can deliberate for a minute. It's the
Yeah.
last day of Halloween. It'll be October 30th when we record it. November 1st when it comes out. Maybe I'll put it out a day early for... Maybe I'll put it out on the spooky day.
The spook.
I'll be 2 days early.
So we should watch a spooky movie.
So like, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was thinking,
Ree.
like, what is an actually scary movie that I know?
Oh no,
Oh.
please don't make me watch scary movies.
Bo.
Hereditary. We have to do Hereditary.
Bo.
Bo! Stop! Oh my god! Kenny, that hurt my ears!
That is, I would just want to say, Kenny,
That's not spooky!
I thought the loudest clip in Nobody Asked for This History would be me or Lauren. I never for a second thought that it would be
Kenny,
Kenny.
we just have to top you now.
And I've never seen a clip like that before. It's so bad that it flatlines at the top.
It hurts
just a
so
straw.
So
bad.
far gone.
Kenny,
a
it hurts
straw.
so good.
It's just a rectangle.
I was gonna
straw.
suggest Rocky Horror or Psycho.
Rocky Hereditary.
Picture show.
Hereditary.
What about
Hereditary.
it?
Hereditary.
No.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.